Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content. You'll be pleased to know, or not care in the slightest, I'm slightly more mobile this week. I'm not recording the podcast lying down. I am in a sitting position and it feels great. Fun times. So, friendship breakups are a natural part of life, but no one really talks about the intense pain that they can cause. Friendships come and go. One minute you think someone is your absolute ride or die bestie, and then something shifts, and sometimes you're not really sure what it is. But at the end of the day, life happens, right? Sometimes life happens and it creates a seismic shift in who we are. It's natural. Sometimes it's a big thing, sometimes it's a small thing. But it doesn't mean that it isn't incredibly painful, right? Sometimes even more painful than romantic breakups. So it deserves a little attention because I actually know a lot of people who are navigating these sorts of things at the moment. Potentially a little bit of a hangover from COVID. I don't know. But it seems to be something that is, in their psyche at the moment. And I certainly have over the last year or so. So why do friendship breakups happen? Sometimes it might be a betrayal. It could be that you have romantically broken up with someone and their friends have taken their side. It could be a move away. It could be a lifestyle change. But fundamentally, whatever the reasons, and sometimes it can feel like there aren't any reasons, but it comes down to one thing: different core values. Our core values shift and change throughout our lives as we go through experiences and learn lessons. And it's not to say it's for worse or for better, but they definitely shift. So as an aside, it's always good to keep coming back to your analysis of your values and being really, really clear on what they are. Because the more clear you are on your core values, the easier you'll find many situations to navigate, because you'll really understand why something feels off or like it just feels awful, like you feel it in your body. You will understand why you might value a brand new friendship more than someone who has been there your whole life. As we age and grow, these things change, right? And we also get less okay with tolerating someone pushing our boundaries or our value buttons. And this is one of the things, around being an adult. And a lot of the times when we form friendships, particularly when we're younger, it's because people live near us and they like doing the same things as us. It might be a shared sense of humor, interests, a number of things. But they tend to be often a little bit more shallow, right? And when we get older, it shifts to noticing how people behave, how we behave, what we value. Do we fundamentally behave in ways that we value to ourselves and others? Do other people fundamentally behave in ways that we value to themselves and others, right? When you want to change something about your life, it might be eating healthier or getting fitter or starting a business, becoming a parent, for example. The best thing you can do is actually get a load of new friends. Get around people who want the same things as you or already have the things that you want. People who fundamentally share and understand where you're at. because it can be unique, right? And sometimes that's one of the big reasons that friendships dissipate, because fundamentally you've got two people who might not understand what the other is going through, not be able to relate. But how do you know if it's time to let go? The biggest way is to be really, really mindful and conscious of how you feel around this friend. Do they add or subtract positive things in your life? Like, do you feel judged or unimportant? Do your best to try and name what you feel. Like, it could be, for example, when I'm around this person, I notice that my body constricts and it feels like I'm anxious. You know, name the emotion if you can, and name it in your body. Like, what does it feel like? As I think as you get older and your priorities shift, you realize that you simply don't want to be around people who don't add value to your life in some way, or who don't make you feel good. You know, you're too busy for starters, right? It's like, the way I look at it is taking a Marie Kondo attitude to the emotional side of your life. Does this person spark joy? And at the end of the day, if you value reliability, consistency, contact, and you have a friend who delivers precisely the opposite of that, then you're signing yourself up for constantly feeling let down and hurt unless you can find a way to be okay with it consciously, right? Consciousness is what it always comes down to, that self-awareness and that consciousness. If you can find a way to be okay with it, you know, that's fine. But you are signing yourself up for disappointment, hurt, and letdown if you don't do that. It's not that one or other of you is technically in the wrong, but you have a difference in your value system. No right or wrong, just a mismatch at this time in your life. It's worth noting that friendships that end for whatever reason does not always mean it's forever. Sometimes it's a break that you need, right? I've had plenty of friendships where we've drifted apart, sometimes more dramatically than others, and come back together a few years later when we are more aligned again in terms of our values and where we're at in our lives, right? But the biggest thing, communicate, and then listen. So many things can be sorted and changed through these two things. And they're probably the very things that get missed the most. They're vulnerable, right? You need to be brave and speak your truth. And a lot of us aren't really taught how to do that. It comes with practice. Being brave to say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah. Not an accusatory way, just this is how I feel. But also to be open to hearing things that you don't like to hear about yourself. Right? Both of those things are quite vulnerable, particularly because we put so many stories and assumptions on other people's behavior. Right? Sometimes things are going on for people that we just don't know about. Sometimes people's capacity is totally depleted due to what's going on in their lives, and we might have absolutely no idea. So compassion and understanding first. Try and come from that space. If you get into blame or shaming someone, it's never going to end well, right? If you want to give something a fighting chance, communicate, listen, compassion and understanding first. You don't want to make a decision to end a friendship or distance yourself from one without being able to say that you communicated everything you need to and also heard their side and you did everything you could at this point. And if you feel you need some distance, that's okay. But please remember that it's so normal to feel a genuinely profound sense of grief when a friendship ends. Allow it to be there. It makes sense. Being able to, this is a big one again, vulnerability. Being able to take responsibility for your side of the fence is hugely healing and important, while it may not be fun. There can be important lessons hidden in there. And remember, it always takes two to tango. It's not about blame or fault, but we will always have some sense of responsibility there that might be an opportunity to learn and heal if we look for it. And there certainly was for me, right? And one of the best things to come from my turbulent year has been the reconnection that I've created with a lot of friends. I took responsibility for letting friendships fade, reached out, and I've got some incredible people back in my life now that has led to a huge amount of fun and gratitude and feeling supported. It really has been an amazing little journey. But it takes guts to reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm so sorry it's been a minute. That's on me. I'd really love to see you and catch up if you're game. You know? The other thing I've done is I've made new friends. New friends are often more aligned to your values, and they come in all shapes and sizes. So with the amount my life is going to continue to keep changing over the next year, I'm allowing myself to get really excited to meet all the friends that I haven't met yet. And the same is waiting for you if you want it to be. There is always a new or rekindled friend right around the corner. It doesn't stop friendship breakups being incredibly hard and painful, but it does mean that you have an opportunity to keep growing and improving and being around people who make you feel amazing, and vice versa. Because we all deserve a little bit more of that, right? So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now, because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye.